All right, you guys, thank you for tuning into another episode of The Best Me. I'm your host, Michaela, here at WDRB Media, the voice of the community. And before the break, I was just telling you guys that we have two special guests in the building, the owners of Ascend Apparel here at Score of Charlotte. And you guys, today, I just want to do a little interview, meet and greet to get to know these guys so that you can shop their apparel. These are some of their bags here. And if you're interested, definitely check them out. So without further ado, Salim, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, how you doing? So I'm a co-owner of Ascend Apparel LLC, along with my partner here, Kamani Jones. Basically, I'm a Charlotte native. Born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. Really from Charlotte too. Like went to Lebanon Road Elementary. Played up there at Independence High School. And also I went to Winston-Salem State University after high school and whatnot like that. And so everything, I moved back here, decided to start a brand with my best friend, and here we are.
All right, so Kamani, tell us about a little bit about you.
Well, I'm born and raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
So played football, played sports out there growing up. Ended up started out at North Carolina Central playing football, then transferred to Winston State where I met Salim, and we just kicked it off from there.
Romance alert.
Not easy.
Well, yeah, we just kicked it off from there. Then, of course, let's came up with Ascend Apparel LLC.
That's so interesting. So speaking of Ascend, what does Ascend represent to you guys as far as a brand?
Right. So basically, when we started Ascend, we were at a place, that awkward space where you graduate college, right? It's post-college, and you're still trying to find yourself.
Okay.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
Right. And that's basically where we were. I was like, I want to be the best version of myself I can possibly be. And he was doing the same thing. And we actually had our apartment, and we would just sit down on the couch one day, literally just trying to find ourselves. And we just came up with an idea saying that basically we want to have a whole brand, like a personal brand and like an actual physical brand that actually shows that just being the best you can possibly be, whether that be in any aspect, from health, religion, or apparel, right?
Yeah.
You just want to help out with that.
That's what's up. So what does Ascend mean to you, Kamani?
So Ascend means to me is just taking that next step to be the better you. So, people they say they want to do things, they say they want to be this, that, but what steps are you taking in order to be that better person of yourself? So that's what Ascend means to me, as far as, going to that next level, because you can't get to where you want to be if you're still thinking the same way.
Of course. And where can you start? I mean, when you don't really know. So, so you guys already told me that you guys were sitting there and you were thinking, and that's how you came up with Ascend Apparel. So, is there any other inspiration that really fueled it? Like why the bags, why clothing, or whatever?
Yeah, it was a lot of things actually. Number one, from a money standpoint.
Gotcha.
From a money standpoint, I mean, that's basically what we wanted to. At first, that was the driving force. Right. And then we were like, well, you know what? Money's not going to be everything, right?
Right.
So you want to do something that you enjoy doing, and I really wanted to help people. And so when I was literally sitting on the couch, I thought about all the things that I could do right and all the things that I need to help on. And I was like, well, I need to find a partner that does the things that I lack, right? And he's the first person that came to my mind because he's relentless, right? So he literally will knock on every door and get a whole bunch of no's, and it doesn't bother him.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, I need to take a tip from your book because the no's really get me down. Honestly, it's I can't only take but so much. But anyway.
Right, same here. And I knew that was a weak point because I'm like you. I'm an emotional guy.
Yeah.
So if somebody tells me no, I'm like, well, why are you telling me no, right? And so I knew that we needed that or whatnot. And he has the same exact drive that I have, so it was like a no-brainer. So that's really where it came from. And just wanted to actually work for ourselves. Not always having to respond to a 9-to-5 or somebody always telling me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So that type of thing.
Yeah, same for you. What do you think, Keith?
Yeah, that was the driving force. Is just not one, especially dealing with family or, hey man, I have this event going on. You think you can make it out? I can't. I gotta see if I can get off or whatever. So that was the driving force, and also, just looking. Everybody loves fashion.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own style. And everybody wants to run with the trend. Sometimes the trend is not affordable. Most of the time the trend is not affordable. So that's another thing that came to mind. Is hey, let's make something dope, but also affordable, so everybody can feel dope and feel like, hey, I'm in that trend.
Yeah.
As well. So.
Oh my gosh, that's so great, guys. Ascend Apparel, you guys, check it out. Well, okay, what are the Instagram handles really fast, so that people can start following right now?
Oh, so basically, we're on Instagram and Facebook at Ascend Apparel LLC.
Okay, sweet.
Sweet and simple.
So you guys, go follow that right now, Ascend Apparel LLC. So switching gears now, every week at The Best Me, like you guys were saying, to become the best version of yourself, you have to start somewhere. And so I help my people start somewhere by giving them a little food for thought every week. And so last week we talked about self-love and how, you have to treat your body right. There's other components to self-love besides, just saying I love myself and being able to look into the mirror. So we touched on that. If you get a chance to check that out. And guys, if you're late on last week's episode, but today's topic is actually about setting goals. And what do you feel like the most important part of setting goals is? Do you believe that the most important part is for it to be attainable? Is the most important part for it to be realistic, or dream chasing? What do you guys feel like is the most important part to setting goals?
Wow. I guess when it comes to setting goals, I can only speak from my perspective.
Gotcha.
I set goals that are attainable, right? But at the same time, I set outlandish goals as well.
Yeah, so
right?
do both.
Yeah,
right?
I do both. I have to. So the attainable ones are kind of like the small term goals, right? So myself, I write everything down. Like I literally have notebooks of just ideas, like random stuff or whatnot. And actually, this was one of the ideas that I actually had.
That's crazy.
And he wrote something down as well, and it just kind of coexisted with each other. But yeah, you gotta set goals that you can attain, right? And then you have to set outlandish goals, because you never know how actually far you can actually achieve something, how much you can achieve something unless you shoot for that, right? And I got this phrase that I always say, like, you always miss every shot that you don't take. Like, you really think about that. You think about it. Because say if you missed the bucket, right? Worst case scenario, you're in the same spot that you were already in the first place, right? But it's a chance that shot might go in, and now you're the hero. So I just shoot. I shoot my shot.
Shoot.
Right.
So Kimani, what about you?
So just piggyback off of him, set attainable goals, but also challenge yourself too. So make sure you challenge yourself on the goals.
Gotcha.
And on top of that, set a deadline for your goals. Because if you just, hey, I'm gonna do this, I want to attain this goal, but don't have no deadline.
Right.
It's easy to, okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, or I'm gonna do it later, I'm gonna do it this day. So make sure you set the attainable goal, challenge yourself too, but also have that deadline so you can hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's super great advice to my
Deadlines
listeners.
is definitely key.
Yeah.
We do that with our business. We literally say if it's gonna happen on Friday, it's happening on Friday.
Exactly.
No excuses.
Oh my gosh, that is so good, especially in the era of all things flexing. People cannot show up when you tell them to be there. Well, you guys, I appreciate that advice that you guys just gave our listeners. So you guys, for goal setting, get on your stuff, okay? Because these guys here have written dreams down on little pieces of paper, and they made it happen. So, here it is in the flesh. So before we go, just for the listeners, if you could encourage them to be the best versions of themselves in any way possible, what would you say? A lot of our listeners have come here. A lot of visitors have come and they say things like be true to yourself and respect all this, but it's like, okay, a little bit more. So y'all give me that's a little bit more.
Well, I'm a realist, and so first things first, you have to know who you are as a person, right? Try to find yourself or your niche. Don't listen to anybody else but your true self. What makes you happy, what makes you get up with a fire in the morning, that type of thing. And then from there, just like I said, write your goals down, write obtainable goals and outlandish goals, and just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You stay where you are anyway, so you might as well just shoot for something crazy and see where it leads you. Clearly this was a thought on a piece of paper,
right?
And here we are in Score doing the interview with the best interview of all time.
The best me.
Hey, it can happen.
It can happen. Any last words?
Yeah, so just figure out who you are, figure out what you're good at. Don't try to go out. It's one thing to try things, but don't try to do the most and hey, I don't have that capability.
Gotcha.
And that's how we coincide with each other.
Right.
He's good at one thing, I'm good at one thing, and that's how we combine, and here we are today and Score with our bags. Let's have this conversation.
Score. All right, you guys. So before we go, I always leave my listeners with, like, you know, a little sweet tooth, a little inspiration for their week. So here's that inspiration for you. Life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we react to it. One more time, y'all. Life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we react to it. All right, you guys. I'm Michaela here at The Best Me, representing WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I'd like to thank my special guests, Salim and Kimani from Ascend Apparel, and I'll see you guys same time, same place next week.
All right, see y'all.